Consider solving sine theta is equal to 0.5 in the range theta is between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. We have the graph of y equals sine theta drawn for us here. If we consider a graphical solution, then y equals sine theta, which we already have, and y equals 0.5 will have their points of intersection at the solutions to the equation sine theta is equal to 0.5. So we can draw the line y equals 0.5, and we can identify for this in the range between theta is 0 and theta is 360 two solutions, here and here, and the theta values, the angles, can be read from the theta axis. If we want to solve this algebraically, we can start with sine theta is equal to 0.5. On our calculator, we can do inverse sine of 0.5, or shift sine, and that will give us 30 degrees. This is called a principal value, or key angle. The 30 degrees can be seen on the graph, just here. The other solution is here, and by symmetry we can see it must be 30 degrees before 180 degrees. So this solution is at 150 degrees. So the answers for this are theta is 30 degrees and 150 degrees in the range from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. An alternative way of solving these types of equation is to use the cast diagram, AS, T, C. The A represents the fact that in this quadrant all of the trigonometric ratios, the sine, the cosine and the tangent, are positive. If we now consider the second quadrant, the S represents the fact that the sine is positive in this quadrant and the tangent and the cosine are negative. Considering the third quadrant, the T means that the tangent is positive in this quadrant and the sine and the cosine are negative. If we now consider the fourth quadrant, the C indicates that the cosine is positive in this quadrant and the sine and the tangent are negative. This is 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees. So the cast diagram tells us that the sine, the cosine and the tangent are all positive between 0 and 90 degrees. Only the sine is positive between 90 and 180 degrees. Only the tangent is positive from 180 to 270, and only the cosine is positive between 270 and 360. Looking at our solution, we have sine theta is 0.5. To find theta, we use shift sine on the calculator, which gives us inverse sine of 0.5, and this evaluates to 30 degrees. This is our principal value, or sometimes called a key angle. If we mark this on our cast diagram, 30 degrees is about here. we have a sign and it's positive, which tells us the other solution must be in this region here where the sign is positive. Symmetry tells us that it's 30 degrees from the horizontal axis. We start looking for solutions at 0 degrees. We go around and we find our first solution at 30 degrees. We then continue around until we meet our next solution. This is at 30 degrees before we get to 180 degrees, and therefore is 150 degrees. We then need to continue around until we get to 360 degrees, since we're looking for answers in the range from 0 to 360. So we've found these two solutions in the range from theta is 0 to 360.